she certainly is inspiring to a lot of people that follow her. And so I'm really lucky to have her on the show. Thanks, Phineas, for hooking it up. Let's see if I can find her on the thing. Here she is. Boom.
Waiting for William Eyelash. Connecting.
Rainn!
Williamity. Wimothy.
Will I
How are
am.
you?
I'm so good. How you doing, Rainn?
Thanks for doing this little weird show.
Dude, I'm like nervous up in here. I'm like
Hey, your
shaking.
brother told me that I really intimidate you. Now, do I intimidate you more than John Krasinski?
Ooh, I've never met him, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably more, honestly.
Yes. Yes. I'm in a constant competition to Krasinski, and I'm gonna rub that in his face. He'll never forget that. I am more intimidating to Billie Eilish than he is. Um, Thanks for coming on the show. As you know, Hey There Human is about celebrating human beings, sharing a common connection. Um, I interview random people from all over the internet on the show, wherever they are. I've interviewed people in Poland and India and Brazil and everywhere. And I bring on guests to talk about this really difficult, crazy time. And I just want to ask how you're doing. And I know, Billie, that you've talked before about mental health stuff. You've talked about anxiety. It's something that you and I share. I went through a period of time when I had really crippling um, anxiety attacks, and I know you've talked about some of those before in the press. And just wondering how you're doing and what you're doing besides watching The Office, or we could talk about that in a little bit. What are you doing to survive and take care of yourself and stay grounded and connected during these difficult times?
Whew. Well, I just finished watching The Office for a 15th time two
Oh,
days ago.
William,
So
it's time to move on. It's time to
listen,
move on to another
no,
show. Really,
I
please.
I I have tried, okay? And I can't do anything
What,
about it.
what
Why
about like
why I'm I don't know. But yeah, this is the 15th time, and every time I hit that episode that says finale, I'm always like, God damn it. Oh, there's a puppy in here. Come up here, baby. But
who's up in there?
there's a puppy. This is my new puppy. Come up here.
Let me see the puppy.
Come up
Show
here.
us a puppy. By the way,
Oh.
you
Wait.
dropped the phone under the couch. Um,
Wait.
by the way,
Wait.
viewers, you literally dropped it under the couch. So now we know what underneath Billie Eilish's
Okay.
couch looks like.
Um
Puppies and dogs are a great way to reduce anxiety and stress. Oh my God. Look at that. Oh my. Part blue nose pit?
yeah. Look at that face.
That's what I have. I have two blue nose pits.
Do you? No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
What? Can
Now,
we have a dog play date?
yeah, absolutely. I wonder where my dogs are here. I'll bring them in if they're
Yeah,
around.
let me see. Let me see.
Hey, are there any dogs over here? Poe, are you over there? I think they're not here. I think they're in my wife's office right now.
What did you say your dog's name was? Ho?
Uh, Poe and
Oh.
Diamond. Now, was this one a rescue? What's the story? What's
Oh
your puppy's name?
yes. His name is Shark, and he is. Yeah, it's funny. I totally skipped over your question, and I'm just gonna roll with
No,
it.
we'll go puppy first. That's more
The
important. And then coping through quarantine is second. So,
Well, I mean, it is part of it because the day that we got sent home from tour to start this whole um, being at home thing, that was the 14th of March, and that night I hit up Angel City Pits, which is a pit bull rescue place, and I was like, because they just gotten a new litter of a bunch of puppies that needed a bunch of fosters, and I was like, hi, can I help? And then the whole thing was huh? I was just gonna foster them, and then make sure that they got homes and whatever, and I got very attached to this baby. So I made
Oh,
a
baby
mistake, and
shark. So you were supposed to foster shark and find shark another home, but
I was.
you kept.
I did.
Is a boy? Is shark a boy
It's
or
a
girl?
boy. He is 3 months old currently,
Oh my God, that's so
but
adorable. I
that's it.
did the same thing. So that's another thing we have in common is my wife and I uh, fostered Diamond and then just fell in love with her so much. And she's been in our family now for 2 years. So
So cute.
yeah,
I
yeah.
want to see when
But those
when they come in the room. I want to see them.
they blue nose pits can be pretty intense. They can be aggressive. So careful.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart.
Yeah. A Poe is a sweetheart and will lick your face off, but if there's another dog that shows any aggression, Poe will leap for his neck. Will leap for, I mean, I'm not kidding. There's like, just leap for the jugular. So let's go to the previous topic.
Yeah, yeah.
What have you been thinking or looking at or working on in quarantine to help with coping and surviving and thriving?
Um, I mean, I've just been kind of the first half of this actually was really nice for me, and I'm not trying to discredit anybody's agony for how hard it's been for some people, but
Hmm.
I got to be honest, the first half of this was like very freeing for me because I haven't really had time off at all in like 4 years. So, you know, it was nice, and it was like raining, and so there wasn't anything weird going on. I don't know. It was very calming, and because I was fostering the puppies, I didn't really have time to think about the craziness that was going on.
Hmm.
It was a really good distraction, and I think distractions are a really, really big part of coping and getting through stuff. So,
Hmm.
um, yeah, it was a big thing of like puppies and making cookies and stuff. And then
Puppies
I
and cookies.
puppies and cookies,
Good.
man. But I think like a lot of people, for a lot of this, it's been very uninspiring to create, for me
Mm.
at least. And I've talked to people that agree with me on that, and it's just like I don't know. At least the beginning was just like I did not want to make a thing. I was not creative. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to make music. I didn't want to write anything.
Mm.
And luckily that kind of switched, and I got to making some stuff, and I made a bunch of stuff. I saw some fucking article that was like Billie Eilish wrote an entire song in its entirety during quarantine. And I was
I did?
like, way to make me look fucking stupid, the fuck? And I saw a million posts. It became like a whole meme that was like, yeah, and Kanye West made 3 beats per day for 2 summers or some shit. And I was like, listen, if I saw that headline, I would write the same thing. I would try to pwn it too. So anyway, it's been a mix of, trying to create and trying to take advantage of this time, because as much as it's horrible, it's like kind of a once in a lifetime period of time right now. And you know, I don't know. It's also like, 2 days go by and I'm like happy and I'm doing my thing and I'm feeling good, and then it's like, one night I'm like, oh, this is real. So
Mm. Mm. Mm.
what can you do?
Any tips for viewers or listeners on kind of dealing with the stress and anxiety and unsurety of this time?
Jeez. I mean, I wish I could say something more, but I think patience is really important right now.
Hmm.
And I think
Did you hear
self
my thing about the family virtues guide?
yes, I did.
You
I've
heard
been
my,
watching this live since you started it 18
oh,
minutes ago.
that's so sweet. Thank you.
Mhm.
Um, and for those who are just tuning in, who are Billie fans, this is at Soul Pancake. It's a company I co-founded for inspiring, uplifting media. We make stuff that matters. It's a participant media company, and this is a show we've been doing every day during the quarantine called Hey There Human, connecting human beings. I interview random human beings from the internet. But patience, you were mentioning, is one of the virtues in here. Something we can cultivate and nurture, right?
For sure.
So is that kind of what you're saying, is to nurture patience?
100%. And I also would say, you were talking about how you went through a phase of having really bad anxiety and some depression. And I would say that when anybody's asked me about how I went through that and I got through that stage of my life with a lot of depression, it was the only thing that I've ever felt um, isn't bullshit coming out of my mouth when I answer that question is just patience, like just having patience in yourself and
Mm-hmm.
with the world. And it's weird, you wouldn't think how strong it can be, but it's really important, and it makes a big difference. And
Mm-hmm.
especially right now, all we can do is wait. The only thing that's going on right now is time. So it's
Right.
it's
Yeah.
also not that hard to stay home. Like, it's not that hard.
Yeah. Yeah. For anyone. Yeah. I drove by. My wife and I are moving in this summer, and
Mm,
had to run an errand, and there was some muffler shop or something like that, and it had a big banner in front, and it said like, "This too shall pass." And I've heard that before, and it's a
yeah,
cliche thing, but even just like reading that banner on the muffler shop, like my anxiety kind of went, yes, this is going to pass. We don't know how long or how, or
yeah,
what's going to change on the other side, but this kind of time of just not knowing we're gonna get through that. And that's what's so hard for me, is like the not knowing. Like if I
yeah,
knew like everything's shut down till August 15th, and then everything is going to be fine, and we're going to have a vaccine, and we're going to move forward then, however X, Y, and Z are going to change, I'm like, okay, I can handle that. But for me, it's just that that buzz in the air of the not knowing that's so
I
challenging.
know. It's rough. I mean, I feel like human beings live off of knowing what's coming next. I feel like a lot of people don't do things because they don't know the outcome. And
Hmm.
I mean, that's like the most common thing I feel like in people is just, I don't want to do it because I'm not sure how it's going to end.
Hmm.
And I fully agree with you. And also, that sentence is too good. I love that it got you in that moment, because it
Yeah, I
gives
was
me
just
too.
driving down the 101, and it kind of hit me, and literally my shoulders went down like
So
two
true.
inches, and just but let's get to some more important stuff here, because I got some Dwight trivia for you.
Oh,
It's gonna
yo,
kick your
hit me.
ass.
Hit
It's gonna kick
me.
your ass, Eilish.
Mhm.
Ready?
Mhm.
Here we go. Let's see what you got. What is the name of the book Dwight purchases for information on hosting a garden party? And who is the author?
You need to leave the room, Mom. I'm focusing. What? You need to leave the room. I'm focusing.
Mom.
I'm focusing. Sorry. What is this? Mom. Before I answer this, my mom came in here with this written on a piece of paper, and it says, "Helping others helps." Signed, Maggie Baird.
It's true. Helping others does help. Thank you, Maggie.
Well, she's watching this in the other room.
Oh, that's sweet.
Okay,
That's sweet.
anyway, let me
Thank
answer
you,
you.
Maggie.
So, Jim's garden party book for Dwight I know that it's by James Trickington, right?
Good. Good, because it's a two-part question. Excellent.
Yes, and then the name of it, I think it's like a very plain name. It's like,
Yes.
isn't it like literally how to throw a garden party 101 or some shit?
Yeah.
Like, it's
It's very close. The ultimate guide to throwing a
to
garden
throwing
party.
a garden party.
Yeah.
That's right, the ultimate guide. See, so I
So
wasn't far off. I was not
you were
far off.
very close. Very close. What can 1,000 Shroot Bucks be redeemed for?
Oh, wow, you're going so deep into this.
Well, I'm not 15 times. 15 times. You should know these.
Repeat the question.
Oh, please. You don't get a
Repeat it. Repeat
What
the
can
question.
1,000 Shroot Bucks be redeemed for?
Oh my God.
Okay, we got to move
No,
on.
no, no. What's interesting about this is that if I was to watch that episode, I could probably like recite the lines
Hmm.
of that scene,
Right.
but then for like when you phrase it differently, it's confusing. So 1,000 Shroot Bucks can be redeemed for oh, 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 $1.
No. 5 extra minutes of lunch break.
Fuck. This is so embarrassing.
Who used to sit at Dwight's desk?
Packer.
Yes. What 2 instruments does Dwight play on the show?
He plays guitar and ukulele.
Wow,
What
I
you
can't
mean? You
believe
do play ukulele.
you whiffed
Wait.
that. I never played ukulele.
Oh my God.
What did he play
It's
green
because
sleeves
Pam's
on?
okay.
Green sleeves.
Oh. Was it a recorder or a flute?
Recorder.
Recorder. Well, I think the ukulele was in my brain because Pam says I thought his ukulele skills would transfer. That you thought your ukulele skills would transfer when you're playing guitar.
I don't even remember that.
You don't
I
even
think
know what
that's a
scene
lie.
I'm talking about.
I think you made that up.
I didn't.
What are 3 of the weapons that Dwight is hiding around the office?
So there's a star-shaped thing under
Okay. Yep.
something.
Yep.
And
That's a shuriken throwing star. Mm-hmm.
yeah, right. And then I know that there's like a bow and arrow under the couch
Okay.
that Jim pulls out and puts in that box.
Right.
And there's something hidden in the toilet.
Right.
What's it called? The
He
top
pulls
of the
out
toilet.
the back of the toilet, right?
Yeah.
Where the water is.
And you have pepper spray in your drawer.
Yes, pepper spray and blow dart,
Yes.
taser,
Right.
boomerang, nightstick, brass knuckles, samurai sword. What is the security phrase that Dwight requires the office to use when he becomes manager?
The tea in Nepal is very hot, but the coffee in Peru is much hotter.
Very good. Very good.
Keep going.
And finally, what kind of car does Dwight drive?
Wow. Wow. It's a little red. Andy drives an X-Earth.
Xterra, yeah.
Yeah. And you
Yep.
drive, oh God, you talk about it in the elevator. Damn! Now I'm on the spot. I'm so embarrassed. Fuck.
So it was a 1987 Pontiac Trans Am.
Right.
I think you need to watch the show a 16th time, and I think you need to get ready for some more.
No, but you want to know something though? Since the
What's
interview
that?
I did with you about the quiz,
Yeah.
every time I watch it, I like note things now.
Are you taking mental notes or actually
Well,
like
yeah,
jotting
because I'm
things
like,
down?
I never know when he's gonna quiz me again, and I can't embarrass myself like I did when I couldn't answer that Nellie's ex-boyfriend was a magician. Like I knew that. God.
It's hard. Under pressure, it's really hard. It's very, that's what she said. Sorry. So boom. And tell me one thing. I have another question for you. You presaged this entire event. Do you know the word presaged? I'll explain it to you later.
I don't.
It's a preview, a premonition. You wore a mask to the Grammys. I was just realizing that like 3 months before the quarantine.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of conspiracies out there, but I don't know that Billie Eilish having started the coronavirus is one of them. So maybe we need to get something like that going.
Shut up.
I've
been wearing masks as like a fashion element for like years and years.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it's not, I have like an entire drawer of them. So I'm doing good. When I go out, I'm good.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well,
if you want some, I got you.
That's what inspired you to have a mask as a fashion accessory?
You know, it's just another place for an accessory. Like that's just kind of my thing is like I don't there's always another place for an accessory. Like you can always wear a hat or a bandana or an earring or a face mask or a scarf, or like the more accessories, the more satisfied I feel. Like when I don't, for instance, that outfit at the Grammys, I wouldn't have felt comfortable without a mask.
That's fantastic. So I got some other accessories that you could try.
Oh,
and
yeah?
I haven't seen you in. One, earmuffs.
Oh.
2, a monocle, like Mr. Peanut.
Yeah,
Think about it.
for sure.
Also, what about a tri-cornered hat? You know, like the founding fathers in Hamilton.
Listen, let's go.
Can I speak to your stylist about some of these
Sure, sure.
potential options?
Yeah, let her know. Let her know.
Okay, excellent. Um, uh, young William, do you have any final thoughts or questions for me before I let you go on about your day to play with Shark and with Maggie?
Um, well, I want to say thank you for having me on this. I'm incredibly honored to ever speak to you ever. I'm
Oh, come
I
on, you
love
silly
you.
goose.
So,
Oh, that's very
uh,
sweet. Thank you.
but also, to everybody watching, be patient with yourself, with the world. Um, we're all healing, even though every situation is relative. Somebody's always going through something worse than you. Somebody's always doing better than you, and it doesn't matter because you are important, and how you feel is important, and that's how I feel. And yeah, it's a weird time, so it's okay to not get anything done, and it's okay to want to get a bunch of stuff done. Don't put pressure on yourself. Just make sure that you are maintaining your happiness and strength as a person. So that's all I
Well,
guess.
that is beautifully and profoundly said, and that is a great sentiment to share. That's exactly what people needed to hear. So, thank you for your wisdom. I know you're like 11, but you're so wise beyond your years. Um,
Thank you.
I hope to talk to you later and give my love to your wonderful family, to Maggie and your dad, and to Phineas, and hope to see you sometime. And maybe our dogs can have a play date. Although I think Poe would probably go for Shark's jugular, and that would not be pretty.
For sure. Thank you for having me, Rainn. Have a
All
good day.
right, William. Take care. Nice talking to you. Have a great day.
I will. You too. All right. Bye.
Peace. Goodbye. What a jerk, right? Ooh. No, I always have to be a little bit of a dick.